Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video we're going to start collecting Warhammer 40,000, and today we're going to look at how to create a Grey Knights army using just two box sets. Those two box sets will be the Grey Knights Combat Patrol box set and the Grey Knights Boarding Patrol box set. Now, in this video, we're going to go through both box sets, talk about the units that come inside each of them, before having a look at a little sample army list of 1,000 points using just these two box sets to create said army list for you to use as some inspiration for starting your own Grey Knights army. And so, the contents of this box set. First of all, this is led by a Brotherhood librarian. It's a librarian in Terminator armor. Grey Knights love Terminator armor. Now, you've got a 2+ save, and you've also got the nice invuln there of 5 up, thanks to your Crux Terminatus, the Terminator armor. You've also got a Psychic Hood on the model, where each time a Deny the Witch test is taken for this model, the unit attempting to manifest the Psychic power is within 12 inch. You can add one to your Deny test, which is pretty cool. Grey Knights are pretty good in combat, so this is generally going to be something you're probably going to see a lot of. Now, besides that, you have a Nemesis Warding Stave, +3 strength, -1 AP, damage 2. Other than that, pretty stock standard for equipment. You do get to get 2 psychic powers with this model, and you can attempt to deny 1 in your opponent's opposing turn as well. Now, joining this, we have the first of 2 troops choices, which is the Brotherhood Terminator squad. Now, this squad can also be built as Paladins and as a variety of different other units, like the Brotherhood Ancient, Brotherhood Apothecary, and Paladin Ancient in there as well, which is really cool. But the Brotherhood Terminators are where we're going to focus. These are the units of Terminators. You come equipped base with your Storm Bolters and Nemesis Force Swords, though you can choose to swap out the weapons for any of the melee weapons list. So you can have Nemesis Daemon Hammers, Force Halberds, Force Swords, your Warding Staves, and your Nemesis Falchions as well. And that's a variety of different weapons. The only one of them that costs anything extra points-wise is the Demon Hammer. The Warding Stave, particularly, I like as well for a weapon. And then you've got the option of 1 in every 5 model can take a special weapon, so you can have something like your Incinerator, Silencer, or Psy Cannon in the unit as well, giving you a nice little bit of shooting power in there as well. Now, speaking of these special weapons, it's worth having a mention of what they sort of do here for the army. And so we have those different weapons. So first of all, the Nemesis Demon Hammer, ×2 strength, -2 AP, damage 3, however you're -1 to hit with said weapon. Nemesis Falchions are strength user, -2 AP, damage 1, but each time the bearer fights, if it's equipped with 1 or more Nemesis Falchions, it can make an additional attack using the profile. Your Nemesis Force Halberd will be -2 AP, damage 2 at +2 strength. And the Force Sword, you get an extra point of AP, so you are -3 AP, but you're only +1 strength on said weapon. The Warding Stave is +3 strength, -1 AP, damage 2, and can be taken for a variety of different models, and also has some useful other abilities for it as well. Now, looking at what we can build with the next squad, the Grey Knights we get in here are quite a versatile kit. They build effectively 4 different units, so you can build as a Strike Squad, which are just base Grey Knights. These are basically your generic Space Marines. They're Psykers, they've got Storm Bolters, and then they've got some power weapons. They can take heavy weapons and special weapons in the unit, based on the unit size. And then you've also got the options for building either Purifiers, which are a Flamer heavy squad, or a special weapon heavy squad. You've got the Purgation squad, which will have your heavy weapons in a big supply, or the Interceptor squad, which is a fast attack choice and teleports around the battlefield. Now, the last unit to have in this box set, we have the Nemesis Dreadknight. These are the sort of Dreadnought-ish things for the Grey Knights. Now, they are slightly better than your average Dreadnought. So, first of all, you're going to get Strength and Toughness 6, 13 wounds, 5 attacks, and a 2-up save. Now, you've got the option to start with. First of all, you will have the 2 Dread Fists, which will be ×2 strength, -3 AP, damage 2. But then you can choose to take a Nemesis Demon Hammer, or Great Hammer, which will be ×2 strength, -4 AP, D3 +3, but -1 to hit. You could also take the Greatsword as well, which is pretty cool. Has either a Mighty Strike rule for a D6 damage attack, or Sweeping Blow, where you get to double your attacks. And other than that, you've got the option for some different shooting attacks in there. You can have, for every fist, it can be mounted a gun. So you've got Gatling Silencers, Heavy Incinerators, and Heavy Psy Cannons, all just better versions of the other weapon options we have. A 4-up invulnerable save as well, and you've also got the Dreadnought Teleporter, where you'll get the Teleporter keyword by taking said upgrade. And then we have the Grey Knights Boarding Patrol. Now, this is led by Castellan Crowe, and he's going to be interesting because of what I recommend building out of this particular box set. Now, Castellan Crowe is one of the many named characters you have for the Grey Knights. Weapon skill, ballistic skill 2+, strength and toughness 4, 5 wounds, 6 attacks, and a 2+ save, thanks to his nice artificer armor. His special sword is called the Black Blade of Antwer. It's +1 strength, -3 AP, damage 2, and each time an attack is made with a weapon, the unmodified wound roll is a 6 and inflicts D3 mortal wounds on the target in addition to its other damage. Now, he's got some cool rules. First of all, heroic sacrifice. If this model is destroyed in the fight, he can fight before he's removed from play. He's got a 4-up invulnerable save thanks to an iron halo, and the cleansing flame. Each time he attempts to manifest the purifying flame psychic power, you can add one to the attempt. Martial superiority as well at the start of the fight phase. If the model's in engagement range with an enemy character, it fights first. And honor or death. This model is eligible to form its heroic intervention within 6-inch horizontally and 5-inch vertically of any enemy units, which is pretty cool. And then each time this model makes heroic intervene, so long as it ends its move either closer or closest to the enemy unit or engagement range with a character, it can move up to 6-inch. So effectively, if he's going towards characters, he can get some extra movement. Now, he's a psyker in his own. He can attempt to manifest a single psychic power in his own psychic phase as well. Now, the cool thing about him, he has the Purifier keyword, so this is just a little bit interesting on the stuff he sort of brings to the table. And narratively, he sort of goes with Purifiers. So I want to talk a little bit about the Purifiers extra here. They are the elite squad you can build out of the basic Grey Knights kit. They are the ones that can take some extra weapon. They've got Cleansing Flame, where each time they attempt to manifest the Purifying Flame psychic power, you can add one to their psychic test for doing such a thing, which is pretty cool. For me, this is just, a nice little bit of extra. They can take a variety of different weapons. They can have 2 special weapons for each 5 models in the unit, which is really nice. Other than that, you do have 5 Brotherhood Terminators, same options there, and indeed these Grey Knight models can be built as a Strike Squad, an Interceptor Squad, or Purgation Squad, completely up to you on what you want to do. And so here we have our sample army list for the Grey Knights. Now, we're going to be in a sub-faction called the Silver Blaze. For me, I really like this sub-faction for the Grey Knights. I think especially starting, I think this is one of the more useful or well-rounded ones for getting started with your Grey Knights. What you're going to get, first of all, is you're going to have a stratagem where you can enable your units for a CP to fall back and still shoot. This is super, super useful. You get a psychic power, temporal accuracy that all your units know in addition to other psychic powers. This allows all Stormbolters, Mastercrafter Stormbolters, and relics that replace such weapons to change to a pistol 4 weapon with a range of 12-inch for a turn. Really, really useful if, you can have one unit fall back and still shoot, and then you can have a unit that's in combat turn their weapons into pistols. It's a really nice little combo. Other than this, you've got a Warlord trait for martial perfection, which we've put on the Brotherhood librarian. At the start of the fight phase, he'll fight first, and each time he attacks, you can reroll the hit roll. Normally, librarians, you're not always wanting to get them in combat, but I think he's a decent one that you want to get in combat. He's got some cool abilities, especially with that Psychic Hood. He can help deny some Psychic powers. Speaking of Psychic powers, we've gone for, first of all, Gate of Infinity on him. This is just a nice teleport around the battlefield. And then we've also gone for Sanctuary, which is a 4-up invulnerable save put onto other units. Castellan Crowe has a different Psychic power. We've gone for Empiric Amplification, which is every time we attack a unit that we've selected with Psychic power, we can add one to the damage so long as that weapon is a Nemesis or Psi weapon. Troops-wise, we've got 2 Brotherhood Terminator squads. Both are pretty samey here. We've got Nemesis warding staves in both units, and we've got a Psi cannon in both units as well. Now, we've just gone for the 4 swords on them, but you can have 4 swords, halberds, falchions, and all that in any combination. The only ones that cost extra points are the demon hammers. The Strike Squad down here, 5 models strong, Nemesis 4 swords, Nemesis warding stave, and a Psi cannon in there as well. Our elites is a unit of Purifiers with 4 incinerators and a warding stave, and then we've got the Nemesis dreadknight. Now, unfortunately, we don't have the points to put a gun on there. You can easily build this model up with a gun and just not use it for your first couple of games. As soon as you start playing any points high, equip the gun to its fist. But I like the Great Hammer, which we've had the 10 points spare to put in. If you've been playing with Grey Knights in Warhammer 40k, let us know how you've been going. Let us know your favourite combos and what you would do with these 2 box sets. And so that's the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and why not consider joining our Patreon or YouTube members on the channel as well. You can find the link to both Patreon and YouTube members, and indeed our merch stores on Teespring and Ko-fi down in the video's description. As a special thank you to everyone for supporting us on Patreon and YouTube members, we'd like to give them all a shout out. So thank you to our Patreons, Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Lyle, Outer Shot First, Andrew Bowen, The Rising Ape, Q Dynamic, Anthony B, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Benjamin Swallows, Red Martin, Iron Grinch, Nicholas Conomos, Colorblind Magic, Daniel Etherington, and Andy C. And to our YouTube members, Green Roots Gaming, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, John Castle, Davis Weir, James South, James Tillman, Dylan Areno, and Gargamel196. Lastly, a special thanks to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for our channel, and indeed to everyone who helps come on and do battle reports, and to all the people who help run our Discord server. Thank you all once again, everyone, for watching. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.